So I'm Vishal Karangulam. I'm a clinical assistant professor of teaching here at ISB. I teach a bunch of different courses ranging from entrepreneurship to digital innovation. The experiment really was to help students understand the power of technology today, more specifically the power of generative AI, and how they have been using generative AI and what are better ways in which they can use generative AI. So the usual way of doing the case is like how it's been done for many years. You give them a case in advance, they're going to prepare the case, they're going to read the case, and they're going to come to class. We're going to have a case discussion, and as a part of it, a lot of interesting learnings are going to come because everyone has diverse perspectives. And you'll distill all of these perspectives and you'll put some structure to it and you'll make sure you come up with meaningful learning. So it's a very typical case study methodology. So the previous class before this, I'd actually given them a case study and asked them to solve the case study. And I gave them full freedom to use any tool that they want. So most of them used generative AI tools to solve it in class, and I saw that most answers were similar. Probably one group out of 10 in a class had slightly different answer, but most others gave similar answers. So I said, in the next class, I'm going to flip this. And I said, I will give you a case. I will also give you the solution for the case as solved by multiple generative AI tools. So instead of using just GPT, I used tools like GPT, Gemini, Claude. I ran my own models. So I got a comprehensive solution and I gave the solution to the students. And I said, the goal now is not for you to solve the case, but instead to critique. Students try to do it in a couple of different ways. One set of students I've seen say that I'm not going to look at the answer. I'm not going to use it. I have the case, I'm going to solve it like a regular case. And they go and solve the case, right? So on their own. And then they look at the answer. And that's when they say that, oh, but 70% of what I've come up with is already in it. Then they get competitive and they say, but this is not good enough. Like, I need to get better than this, right? So they're pushing themselves and saying, I can come up with better answers. So that is something I've very clearly seen. Oh, the second set basically says, I'll see what's there. And that's been interesting. They look at it and they'll be like, oh, this seems like a good enough answer is what they start with.
Hi, I'm Neha. I'm a PGP batch of 25 student.
Hi, my name is Richa.
My name is Jimmy Thomas. I'm from the ISB Core 25 batch. The exact situation, the scenario was that we were given a case and we were also given a solution, and the solution was developed by AI. And we were asked to either accept the solution, like do we, as students, do we accept that solution, or do we have any further recommendations beyond this, or do we completely reject the solution, and what is our recommendation from that standpoint?
And for like 5 to 10 minutes there, I was just stuck in a brain block because I couldn't think beyond that. So it just pushed me a lot to go beyond the obvious answers and think out of the box to come up with my own solutions.
No, we didn't expect the kind of revelation that the prof did. And when he actually talked to us about how there's a much bigger intention that he has, I think that was very much, it's definitely lifelong learning, because these kind of classes you do remember beyond your usual university life as well.
Now your brain stops working. You're now thinking that what do I have to do? What better can I do? It's a challenging thing, but you know that it was a ChatGPT answer, right? Probably, it has taken a lot of information, tons of research has gone into it, and it'll do that. But I think my motivation to improve that was to criticize it, to do things better than what AI had done already.
So how I generally do my assignments is also I give the prompt and the case to GPT, and then it comes up with the answers, and then I tell it, okay, but what about this? You missed out on this.
So at first, naturally, we took it as, at least I took it as a challenge to try to figure out if I can do better than AI or not. But if I'm being completely honest, the answers were quite robust and they were very much in line with what Professor Vishal taught us as well, as to what to expect from. It was based on platforms, so regarding the frameworks about whether a company should adopt platformization or not. So it considered all these things pretty well.
So the thought in the group's mind was, of course, couple of our mental blockages, I would say, is that, okay, this is what as AI is done. And as anyone would say that, this is not the right piece out there. I think my team members had a preconceived notion that the AI will give a very general answer. We have to sort of drill down on the insights from what class had learned.
So I felt a bit intimidated, but then when the professor told us that you have to work on these answers and bring up the more improvements and better answers over the top of this. So at that time we felt that the AI is not a substitute, but we have to feel that as a complement into our thinking, and we have to make our own answers, and based on our own business instinct, we have to come up with better answers.
What Professor said, that AI should be your base and not your ceiling. I think we're very inclined to forget that, because when we're in situations of tight deadlines, we have to save time, we have to prioritize other things, then we often just leave things to ChatGPT or any other AI model without putting our own brain into it. And that's something that I often think about myself also outside of this course.
I think there is a whole human aspect of things that GPT cannot recognize. The personas that it had created, everybody felt that they were a little flat, that they could contain a more detailed approach towards personas.
However, I think how to use it is something that was very, very insightful and very important for anyone who's pouring into this industry in any aspects.
I will use it to make my work fast. I will use it to save time. I will use it to do bunch of things which I probably don't want to do. Maybe, these are simple tasks which are taking, lot of time. I'll probably give it to GPT. But ideation and, doing that actual groundwork, implementing it, or, actual impact is shown through your own ideation and not through AI, is what I believe.
What changed for me personally is that I used to first make a mental model, then check with AI and then go forward, or probably ask the AI to improve. What has fundamentally changed is now I'm going to ask the AI that, hey, what's your idea? What do you think about it? And then question it, then retweak it, then have a sort of almost try to remove the mental model to challenge AI that, okay, if this is what you're saying, that is the baseline.
I'm going to keep this in mind, that I don't have to align myself with what ChatGPT is saying. I don't have to think that, oh, because AI has more resources than I do, then maybe it's better than me. No, it can't be better than me. It can definitely have more resources. It can be, if I can put it that way, it can be clerically better than me, but it can't have the originality that I can.
Rather than building, learning how to use AI to generate the best possible solution. Because again, it will become generic if everyone starts using AI. You can get the same answers also, right? I mean, you ask the same question, you'll most likely get the same answer. But asking the right questions, essentially, the right type of prompts and the right type of, understanding what to ignore and what to, what to take away from the responses that AI provides. I think that will be key.